Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Infocom 2018. We're here once again on the NEC Display Solutions System. I have a system designer with me today from Interstate Electronic Systems, LLC. Chase.
Yes.
Chase McCloud.
That's my name.
You're a system designer.
Yes.
You live in New Orleans.
I do.
And you work in New Orleans.
I do.
And you love the city.
I do. Absolutely.
And you love your job.
I also do, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
and Chase is one of the SCN the 9. I think you're probably the last one we're interviewing on camera this week.
Yes.
So we've seen all of you.
Sounds good.
They've all been intelligent, handsome, passionate, articulate.
I hope I live up to that too.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. Tell us a little bit about Interstate Electronic.
We are a commercial AV integrator in New Orleans. We work all over Louisiana, really, and primarily in southeast Louisiana. Mm-hmm. And we do everything higher education. We actually have a good niche in command and control.
Right.
Emergency management services.
Yep. Now you've just done a really big installation in command and control.
We did.
For crime related.
Yes, New Orleans just launched the new real-time crime center. So they have been for the last 2 years installing more and more IP streaming cameras around the city to detect crime. So they have all those streams coming back to a command post now. Okay. Their new facility, and we installed a I think it was somewhere around a 19 by 2 video wall, stacked video wall, around a curved wall.
Wow.
And they've got a bunch of stations and stuff, so we have a bunch of control.
How long does a project like that take to start and finish?
That one probably that was actually a pretty accelerated timeline for that project. They were looking to get that done because New Orleans just had a mayor changeover. They were trying to wrap that one up before the mayor went out of office. So that actually all took place, design, implementation, commissioning, probably over a 7 or 8 month period, which typically I would think it takes over a year or maybe 2 years to get the design process.
There must also be quite a good sense of doing something good for the community with a project
absolutely.
like that as well.
It's great to be involved in something that's actually being utilized every day to that level, especially in New Orleans where there is.
And if you need to explain to family and friends what you do, you can point to the cameras and say, well, they all go back to something I've done.
Exactly, absolutely.
That's a good one.
Yes.
But you also done another good thing. Tell me about the coastal thing that you've done in Louisiana.
So we just finished commissioning a project for CPRA. It's the Coastal Protection and Restoration Authority, and they are a group that actually watches and studies the effects of the river, the Mississippi River, and as it hits the Gulf and how that affects the coastline. And they've been trying to eradicate or reverse coastal erosion that's happened, and it kills wildlife and has a dramatic effect on the land at the South Louisiana. So they have this large 90-foot by 120-foot 3D routed high-density foam model that they had created, been working on. They had a prototype for it years ago, and they brought us in to kind of consult and work with on a 3D mapping projection system for it. And it became this, it started out all on paper and conceptual, and I was involved from the very beginning, which is probably the first really large project that I've been involved in from the conceptual stage all the way through the whole thing. So it was a big challenge for our company. It was probably to scale the largest one that we had done as a team altogether, and it was really successful.
Cool.
So very happy about it.
I think we saw you last year in Florida, so I know that you go to both Las Vegas and Orlando.
Yes.
How many years have you sort of typically done an Infocom?
This is my 4th year, so as soon as I started with Interstate Electronics was the first year that I started going, and so I've been Orlando, Vegas, Orlando, Vegas.
Do you have any preference? Do you see any difference as well?
From the show itself, I don't necessarily see a difference. I think they do a good job at consistency with manufacturers. Everyone shows up to both of them. From the city that it's hosted in, they're both hot in June, so there's similarities. I don't totally 100% get the appeal of Las Vegas, but at least in Orlando, I can pair that with a trip to Universal or Disney, and go somewhere that I would enjoy going to. So but I would actually like to see the show go other cities, instead of back to forth.
Oh gosh, well that did it a long time ago. I'm not sure that's ever going to happen again.
Maybe not.
It's so big now that having a convention center that can host it,
size,
also the number of people you need. And we have 45,000 people. You need 45,000 hotel rooms. So anyway, what do you look for typically when you come to an Infocom? Now, I guess you want to keep updated on new technology. Is there anything else that you typically want to do, or
I try to stay on the pulse of what's going on every year and what new technology that's coming out. And obviously, in the last few years, that's been AV over IP. So we've been, as a company, trying to figure out where that fits in for our business model and how we want to use that and leveraging with new designs with clients and with our designs. So this year's been, I've joined the SDVOE Alliance design partnership.
Interesting.
A few months ago. I did the design training because I'm really interested in the manufacturers that are a part of that alliance. And there's also a multitude of other manufacturers that have their version and flavor of AV over IP. So this year, that's been a big focus for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then lastly, SCN the 9. SCN Magazine do seem to have put a lovely bunch of 9 people together.
They sure did.
You all got together on the first night. You probably didn't know very many of them, at least face to face.
Not face to face. Over on Twitter, I'm sure they all say the same thing. On Twitter, we all knew each other really well.
Right.
So we all stay very active.
So tell us
on the
about your
Twitters.
Tuesday evening where you had this instant best gang of friends.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome, actually. I really felt, honestly, I told my wife this yesterday that I really feel like this is the first InfoComm where I have a group of friends that are not someone that came from my company with me. So I really feel connected to Avixa and to InfoComm this year because I have a lot of other people who are working for companies in different roles too. Not designers, but there's salespeople, there's marketing, there's everyone from different aspects of the industry. And so to have all of them kind of just show up, and we know a lot about each other because we read the articles on each other and we've talked on Twitter, and now we have this group of friends. It was a fun night.
Good.
Yes.
And you also got to see the Omnia nightclub stuff, which you...
I did, yes. I went to the opening reception. Me and another person from our company, Mike Zapolowski, is a new designer with us. He and I went together and watched. We had seen some videos online before, so we got to stand on the balcony and watch that whole truss drop firsthand and the whole automated show. So it was a cool experience.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
Good.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Chase, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.